100th Facebook Live video. Do you believe that? I can't believe I still have people watching. Hi, my name is Chrissy Blevio. I'm a busy mom and an entrepreneur. So I'm really excited tonight. I mean, I can't believe, I feel like I just started this a week ago, but I'm already at 100 live Facebook videos. And I haven't made a total ass out of myself yet. I guess that's the real miracle here. Although, like I said, that the night is young. That could happen. And another great thing happened today. The Ken doll now comes with a man bun. Just let that sink in, okay? I'm not even going to go into that. Hi, Jana. I can't even go into that. What do you say about that? What I do want to talk about tonight on my 100th video is something that has been on my mind, weighing on my mind. Hi, Jamie. Thanks for joining me. Again, it is something that some people might not totally like, but this is me. I have to be authentic. I can't be too worried about ruffling feathers. I don't want to be everybody's cup of tea. I'd rather be somebody's shot of vodka. So I got to be who I am. But this has been bothering me, and I think it's bothering a lot of us because I do see on social media people really being drawn to messages of uplift, messages of, how to treat each other, how to respect yourself, respect others, kindness, etc. And I feel like it's more than ever now. And I know why. Turn on your TV. Every time I turn on the news, I mean, you got to know what's going on in your country, right? But every time I turn on the news, I'm like, geez, I'm like, give me a break. I shut it off, and I'm just, pissed. I'm pissed off. And I'm just really, I don't want to say confused, but it's a little bit of non-belief. So the other night I turned on, I said, let me check in, I'm making dinner. Let me see what's going on in the world. Okay. And I turn on the TV and there's a newscaster or one of those news people, and they're interviewing people that are waiting in line. You probably know where I'm going already, for a play that is about the assassination, the stabbing, bloody assassination of our president. Now, you might have the attitude, well, he's not my president. I didn't vote for him. It doesn't matter. There were people that didn't like the last president. I mean, we could go back in history. There's always somebody who's not happy about who's sitting in the White House. And they could be really angry about it. But to wait in line to go see a play where the president of your country is, stabbed by several people and there's blood and he dies. And then you tell the newscaster that was your favorite part. And you got these people waiting in line to see that. It's very disheartening, okay? I mean, we had, during the whole political process, we had the people getting beat up. We had high schoolers getting beat up because of what it said on their shirt. Since when? When did this happen? Now, it might have been, if you look back in our history, there might have been other times where this has happened. But we all like to think we're a little more civilized now. Hey, there's a whole hell of a lot of us that like to think we're smarter, okay? How smart are we when you get the shit kicked out of you because of what it says on your shirt, or somebody finds out who you voted for, or you're at a particular rally? Why do people, when it comes to politics, not all people, and I'm going to get to that. I am talking about a small segment here. Why are there people that believe that their politics are so self-righteous or so important that they forget their own humanity? They dehumanize the people on the other side to the point where they will beat them up or maybe even fire them from a job for who they voted for. So much. These people will dehumanize the other side so much that we have now had somebody shot because of their political affiliation. What the hell is going on in our country? Luckily, this isn't your typical American. As bad as things are on the news, we have to hold on to the fact that, I believe anyway, and I think most people do, in general, Americans are wonderful people. I'm sorry, we are. And somebody might say, well, that's not politically correct to say that. We're not the only country. Well, you know what? I think my daughter's the best girl in the world. I think my son is the best boy in the world. And I think my country's the best damn country in the world. And if you don't like it, then I'm not your cup of tea. I'm not. I'm sorry. You know, do we have issues in this country? Hell yeah. But I feel that the American people are my family, and I got my family's back, and my family comes first. And I love the American people. In general, we are wonderful people. We are generous people. The money that's given in charity from the American people. Okay, sometimes our government gives it away for us, you know, but still. You know, so I'm thinking about this because I watched this on the news. And you know, the boy that came back from North Korea, I mean, that's enough to make you cry. That's somebody's son, for crying out loud. I watched this shit on the news, and then the next morning I get up and I go to the beach. And I walk down the beach, and I see young families, you know, with their little kids, and they're collecting shells, and I see grandparents with their grandchildren. You know, I live in Florida, so, you know, we got plenty of tourists, and I see people, you know, trying to stay healthy. They're walking or they're jogging. I saw an old couple. They were so cute walking down the beach, holding hands, and I'm thinking, you know, these assholes we see on the news. And I conclude, you know, most of the politicians with that. I'm sorry. I've been in politics for years. So I know that. I can say that. I've met a lot of them. A-holes. That's America. Those people that walk down the beach with their family, and when you pass by, they say, "Hi, good morning. How are you? Isn't it a beautiful day?" That's America. Those are my people right there, okay? These are families. These are, you know, there are moms right now in America that could be dying from cancer, and they're trying really hard to be brave in front of their kids. There are fathers who are working 2 jobs to keep food on the table. There are parents struggling with a sick child. There are people that have lost their spouses. There are people getting really old and having a really hard time physically, you know, suffering. There are people, you know, maybe dealing with mental illness or drug addiction. You know, but yet they persevere. They show up for work. They try to do the right thing. Those are like the heroes that I think of when I think of Americans. And, you know, we've got our firefighters, our policemen, our military. Those are kind of the obvious heroes, and they are heroes, and God bless them. But, you know, everyday Americans to me are heroes. Those struggling parents, those older people that are still holding hands at 85 walking down the beach, the strong marriage. I mean, people are dealing with a lot of shit, and they still are trying so hard to do the right thing. They're still trying so hard to be a decent human being, to be productive, to do good. And then you got these people, and I don't know what else to call them. I mean, they are human beings, but you've got people waiting in line to see a play about their president getting murdered, stabbed. I mean, it showed it on the TV. I had to shut it off. What kind of person sits through something like that? You know, I bet if you went to their neighborhood, they probably have a neighbor that's destitute, or maybe a neighbor that's elderly and could use some help around the house, or ride to the doctor. Or maybe there's a single mom who's struggling with a few kids, and they could go over and help her, or they could mentor one of them, especially if it's a man. It's such a waste of time. It's such a waste of their human potential. I'm just really puzzled by this, but I do take comfort in the fact of that everyday Americans are wonderful. The Americans I see at the grocery store stopping in after work to get their groceries. People I see at the bank depositing their paycheck. The woman working at the bank. That's America, okay? Regular people, the regular Americans, that's America. That's the good American. And we are good. You know, and I'm speaking generally. I know we got some criminals, whatever, but in general, you know, Americans are good people. We are great people, actually. But we've got to stand up. We cannot let this be okay. We cannot let this be okay. I got to tell you, somebody waiting in that line to see that play, I wouldn't let them step 1 foot in my freaking house. They would not come 10 feet or a mile, if I could help it, within close to me and my children, or to anybody I care for. I don't understand a human being like that. How does that make our country better? How does that make the world better? when you forget your humanity and you revel in the depiction of the murder of your president, and you think that's your favorite part of the play, that's your favorite part of the play, where's your humanity? What good are you? What are you doing? What are you doing with your life? What are you doing to help your fellow American, your fellow man? Not a damn thing, I'll tell you that. So I feel like as much as they are such a small part of our society, it's not enough for us to just be upset about this. We really have to make people know that this isn't acceptable. This is not who we are. And this is not, I mean, if I can help it, and I'm sure a lot of you feel the same way, this is not who I'm going to allow us to be. This is so foreign to me, this kind of violent attitude and this self-righteous attitude and this moral superiority. That's what it is. It is actually, there's a moral narcissism. It's moral narcissism, and it happens on both sides. I'm not picking on a particular side here. I am picking on people, I am picking on them, that let their politics cause them to forget their own humanity and dehumanize their fellow American or their fellow human being. That cannot be acceptable in this country. That has to be denigrated. We have to voice our opinion. That's what all we have is our voice. We have to open our mouths and say, this is not what I stand for. This is not what my country's about. And I'm going to open my mouth and voice my opinion. We cannot let this be okay. We can't ignore it. We cannot ignore it. This is too dangerous to ignore. What kind of country are we going to leave our kids? Do we want our children? I mean, I'll be honest with you. I know people that did not put political bumper stickers on their car because they were afraid somebody would damage their car or physically assault them. Because it happened. It happened. So we're already going down a slippery slope. Do you want your kids to grow up or your grandchildren to grow up in a country where they cannot let anybody know who they voted for? They have to fear for possibly their life or their livelihood? Anyway, I don't want to be a total downer tonight. This is just something that has been bothering me. I think my belief is that, hi Kim, my belief is that this is bothering a lot of Americans because it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. Okay, we've got good people on both sides. And whether they're very passionate about their politics, I know almost everybody draws the line at physical abuse. They're not going to put their hands on somebody, and they're certainly not going to, they're not going to injure anybody because they might be mad, they might be frustrated, whatever, but they're not going to injure somebody or attack somebody physically because of their political beliefs. And I know that's the vast majority of Americans because Americans are good. We believe in freedom of speech, freedom to vote. So we have to we cannot let these people take center stage. We have to be out there. We have to be very vocal. We have to let everyone know about our disapproval of this and what we stand for. We got to be really firm about what we stand for. I know I'm going long, but it is my 100th video. So anyway, this is just kind of my observation and how I feel about this subject. And I'm a little worried. Yeah, I'm a little worried that enough good people aren't going to stand up and speak up. And I can understand that to an extent because look what happens sometimes to people that speak up. But it's only going to get worse if we don't. So, like I said, we're, America, full of great people. Let's all stick together. Let's voice our opinion. And we got to ostracize these people. Cannot make these people acceptable. We can't. It can't be acceptable. So anyway, that is my 100th video. That's how I feel about that subject. And today is a day of celebration because the Ken doll now comes with a man bun. Take the scissors and cut that damn thing off. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful night. Thank you for sticking with me while I kind of go on this rant. But I felt very passionate about it. A lot of you know me and the stuff I've been involved with for the past several years. I don't talk about it too much, but I'm you know what? I'm one of those flag wavers. I love my country. I love my country. I love my fellow American. And I care about it. I care about it. And if that's not politically correct or you think that's insulting, I don't know where you're from. But maybe I'm just not your cup of tea. And that's okay. That's okay. I'd rather be a shot of vodka. You have a great night tonight.